Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katie and I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4. I also run the budget shop PurpleGlimmerBudgets, which is where you're going to find a lot of the products that I use in my videos. You can find my shop on Etsy or also my website, PurpleGlimmerBudgets.com. My husband and I had a journey to pay off a lot of our high interest debt using the cash stuffing method as a way to control our expenses. If this is something you'd like to follow along with, just keep watching. In today's video, I'm going to be unstuffing my spending wallets for all the spending that happened this week, so let's go ahead and get into it. Also, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of something that I've been working on for the last week or so that should be coming to my shop soon, so definitely stay tuned for that towards the end. So let's see here. So here's all of my spending. So again, it's a little bit different than the way that I used to do things. I used to have my budget binder set up and I would have it on 2 pages. I've kind of gravitated to using Excel, but I do kind of like the physical routine of checking things off. So what I do is I screenshot the Excel worksheet, send it to myself, and then I put it here in my GoodNotes application. And it's kind of similar, but it just does a lot of the math for me. And so I've gone ahead and erased, basically colored over with a very similar color to the cells, all of my pre-added stuff just to kind of check. That way I can catch my errors as I'm going through this. So let's go ahead and get started with this. I'm sure we went super crazy when it came to eating out because I hadn't had my last unstuffing before we did a lot of the spending. I'm still trying to figure out if my routine currently works for me or if I need to kind of make it work better for me. So anyways, yes, we did insane for eating out, but I'm hoping to not be doing so much in the future. So let's go ahead and get this added up. So we had $81. We went to a barbecue joint near us. My husband was wanting barbecue and he wanted something that we hadn't been to in a while. Let's see, we did Wendy's. So 36. We went to Cyberg's. That's a kids eat free place on Thursdays. So that was pretty cheap. We had 2 appetizers and all the kids had their own meal, and then me and my husband as well. So that was actually pretty inexpensive. Taco Bell was $12. That was me getting my breakfast. That's my guilty pleasure. I love their crunch wraps, their breakfast crunch wraps. They're so amazing. And then we did Burger King. And then let's see what else. I think that's all. So I did Sugar Fire, Wendy's, Cyberg's, Taco Bell, Burger King. That's it. So I have $239. So let's double check and see what this had. Okay, so we spent a little bit over budget. So I am going to go ahead and take all from eating out. So all 200. So we have 152. And then for now, I'm going to go ahead and just write the 39 to the side, knowing that I need to grab 39 from somewhere, because I would normally grab it from personal spending, or spending as I call it, but I'm doing 38 from there because we did some food. Basically, let's just go into that right now. So this food was at Walmart. We did a Walmart shopping trip, and so we got, as you can see, some household items, some clothing, and then some toys. My daughter wanted some stuffed Paw Patrols, and then we got some food. And so I thought that on our Walmart Pay, that because I have the SNAP tied to my Walmart app, that it would take the SNAP benefits first and then everything else off of the credit card. Well, it doesn't work like that when you do Walmart Pay in store. So I was like, well, we don't have a ton of food, so let's just see how it does. And so that's what happens. Basically, if you want to do that in store, you have to run your EBT card first and then use Walmart Pay, which we can do that going forward because we did that on the last trip that we just did. So live and learn. So that's why I wanted to take the food to spending, since I haven't been stuffing for groceries. So let's go ahead and take that. So we will do the 40 for that. And then I'm also going to do the 10. So let's check this off. Actually, hold on. It's not 40. I'm rounding up. So we will do the 40 and we will do the 10. So let's see, 38 plus 39 minus 50. So I have 27 still to find in eating out. Let's just go ahead and do our miscellaneous and get that going. So then it's only 17. So hold on, plus 17 minus 10, 17. Okay, perfect. So $17 is what we need to find, which is fine. We'll figure it out. So we took care of that. And then let's see, the next one is kids. Let's see what we spent there. This was Build-A-Bear. This was, my son had been really wanting the shadow Build-A-Bear. It just so happened when he first wanted it, like they sold out of them. And so we had put in the notify me when it's in stock. And so we got notified that it was in stock, and he had done some good things around the house, so he kind of earned it. So that is this. Next week you will see me unstuffing the ridiculous amount of Build-A-Bear for the next Build-A-Bear trip that we did, because we got the giant Oogie Boogie, which is ridiculous, but that's one of his birthday presents. So he wanted to stuff it, so we let him stuff it ahead of time, but that trip was expensive. So 19 plus, let's see, 18 is 37. Was that everything? So yeah, this was Paw Patrol stuffies. Our youngest son and youngest daughter, they're really into stuffed animals, and she's obsessed with Paw Patrol. So let me think, which one is it? I think it's in here. So just trying to think, my schedule is really throwing me off with me being a week ahead in videos. I'm not really technically a week ahead in lifetime, so it's just being interesting. I need to actually catch myself up on like filming ahead of time, because I've been slacking a little bit. So it's making me think of expenses that should be hitting this week that actually don't. They hit next week. So I'm trying to adjust right now. This is getting very difficult, and it's not helping me. It's more causing problems. So 37. So we're going to go ahead and unstuff 40. So now we're down to 14. Well, let me just make this into a 4. So 14 for eating out. We still need to find, and we still have 60 in kids. So that is good. And then let's see, car maintenance. Let's go into that. Is this in here? I don't think it's in here. Maybe it is. Yep, it is. Okay. So for car maintenance, it is 22. Yeah, 22. So I'm going to do 25 just because I don't feel like hunting some singles down right now. So 25 minus 22 minus 14. So we still have 11 to find. So let's mark this down to 11 and then check that off. And then we will put the $5 back. So we still have $5 in car maintenance. And then personal care is definitely a doozy. We did some stocking up in Sam's. They were running their Procter & Gamble sale. So we did a lot of P&G products at Sam's so we could get some rebate back. I mean, if I want to take the rebate into account, this should be a lot less than it is, because I want to say it was like a $50 rebate or something like that. And then maybe it's 25, but then there's like a double dip because my husband found another rebate besides the Sam's rebate that we can get. So it seems like we spent a lot, but we are going to be getting some back. So 139 at Sam's. And then let's see, what else? My hair dye, I forgot to cancel it on auto ship from Amazon. I definitely need to do that. And then I think that's it. So I have 150. Let's check this here. Okay. I don't think we have 150 in here. So we have 20, 40, 50, 60. So I still need 90. So I'm just going to write the 90 here while I figure out what I want to do. And then gas, we spent, let me check these off first. So there's this, is that it? Yes. So gas, my husband filled up my car on Thursday, and Thursday is the end of the week, and then Friday he filled up his car. So his will take next week. And let's see. So I have 20, 40, 60, 85. So 20, 40, 60, 80. So it was 73. What am I doing? Right? It was 73. Where is it? There it is. 73. So 80 minus 73. So I'm going to take back 5. So that means we'll reduce the 11 down to 9. $9. Okay. And then let's see. So the gas. I mean, I guess let's double check if my adding there is right, but there's only one. Okay, and then household is, let's see, what did we spend? I did $9 for some melatonin. I guess that should have gone to personal care, but it's fine. And then I got some Ninja Thirsty Pods, and I also got the Ninja Thirsty. So this is also going to be crazy. So 68. We needed some hot tub chemicals. Then I needed batteries for something, I forget what. And then my Ninja Thirsty, which is a splurge. It was something that I had been eyeing, and I'm like, you know what, I just want to go ahead and get it. And then we got some test strips when we were at Walmart. So $3.13, yes. Lots of money here. I think I'm gonna do IOUs at this point. So let's see. Household should be in here. There it is. Let's see what we have in here. So I only have 50. So minus 50 is 263. And then I'm going to add the 90. So 553, because some of that was actually household stuff. So 353. 353. Let me make sure this is right. 313 minus 50 plus 90. Yep. So this is definitely a lot of money. So I'm just going to go ahead and write the IOU on this because this was some like overspending. I probably should not have got the Ninja Thirsty, but I wanted to splurge a little something for myself. I'd been wanting it for a while and I found it on a really good sale. So that's why, although I do have to say it's a bit of a bummer because the flavors for it are not the best. So I'm trying to like figure out, the cola is pretty good and my son likes that. So it just, I like mango and I like lemonade, and those flavors are just really not intense at all. So I was kind of bummed out on that. I still have the box, so I could return it because again, it's kind of gross, but for now I'm keeping it. There we go. And then the only thing left is clothing, which I think is going to be another IOU. So let's see what we have in here. So 193. So 20, 40, 60, 81. So $93. Well, let me make sure. So spending was 38, which I already did. Car maintenance was 22, which I already did. So clothing, yep, that matches the 183. And I did 100. So we will write an IOU there. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to take the eating out from. So 93 plus 9 is 102. Let's see. We have 10 in gas. Guess I'm going to take the gas, so minus 10, which leaves us a $92 IOU. So I'm just going to add, hold on, I'm just going to add the 2 to here. And then I'm going to write that IOU to clothing, which household and clothing I want to say are common categories that I end up with IOUs. They're definitely not what I want, but it is what it is. So $92. I'm just giving myself grace coming back into budgeting. We just kind of spent just to like get ourselves through while he was out a job, like trying to keep our needs up and stuff. And I mean, right now everything's fine. It's not like our bank account's overdrafted. We still have plenty of money to cover all of that. It's just, I'm still trying to rein in our spending. And I do remember from when I first started cash stuffing before, my spending was all kinds of out of control, but then I was able to, after like holding myself accountable through these unstuffing sessions, I ended up getting myself back in line. And so I think that's what's kind of gonna happen here. So let's calculate up all here and see how much money we're supposed to have. I'm gonna have to reduce by the IOUs, and then we'll count the money and see if it's all there. So give me 1 second while I calculate. So yep, it matched there. So 165 there and there. And so 92 and 353 is 445. Hold on. So 445. So 165 minus 445. So 620 is what I should have here. So let's go ahead and count it and make sure it's all here. So I have 152, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 96, 10, and 20. Perfect. So it is all here, except for now it's all jumbled. So I didn't actually physically unstuff as much as I was hoping. I was hoping to unstuff all of this, but I do want to keep some of my savings stuff intact because I did just go in there and like steal from there, but I do want to keep it intact as much as I can. So again, I would say this was not a very good unstuffing session, but it is what it is. Let me go ahead and get some stuff out of the way, and then I will show you my new fun product. So this is the product that I'm really excited about adding to my shop. It should be coming here soon. I'm currently in the process of printing like an actual finalized version of it. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen some sneak peeks in this, but I've been wanting to bring something that involves coins to my shop. I saw Budgeting just because she had this cool like coin sorter in her Instagram, and then she sells it through her shop. And I think she works with Luxe Designs Rachel. She prints them and then based upon her design, and then she sells them. And so I thought those were really cool. And since I definitely respect her, I don't want to rip off her product by any means, but it got me to thinking, let me go on Maker World and kind of see just some inspiration of things that hold coins and see what I could find. And so that's where I found this. Also, this is currently sold on Etsy by someone, but that's kind of a big no-no because you're not supposed to sell items that you find on Maker World just the way they are. Not even like, you can't even get away with just like putting a name on it because that's just not okay with Etsy. Plus this file, it specifically says that you can't make a profit out of it. So in order to sell items, you kind of have to build them from scratch. And that's what I had to do with this. I mean, I was able to get it very, very similar, but as you can kind of tell, they are very different, and I'll kind of get into it more once I get into it. So to you guys, it might just look like, oh, it's this nice like cylinder thing, but it's really cool. So again, this was my inspiration. So it's this nice twist top jar. And then when you click it in place, the pattern still lines up, which is really awesome. And inside it has this coin organizer, which I thought is really cool. So it has for all of the various values of coins, and then there's two slots for each. So I saw this and I'm like, that is really cool. So in order for me to sell this, then I have to then model something similar from scratch, and that's what I did with this. So let me just go ahead and leave it out so that way you can kind of see some of the differences. So I love this design, but when I was looking at it, I'm like, well, if I have to build it from scratch already, let me go ahead and make some tweaks. So here's mine. And it's a little bit heavier to get out because mine actually has coins in it. So I love this design, but I think the maker of it is actually from Europe. I don't know exactly where he's from. I did try to reach out to him to see if he would license this design for me, which that would then allow you to sell it for profit, but he didn't get back with me. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and see what I can do as far as doing something similar. So as you can see, they're very, very similar, but they're not identical. Also, this is still kind of my prototype version of it. I'm currently printing the finalized version of it right now, but this was good enough that I could kind of go ahead with the product. So mine is definitely shorter. You can kind of see. I don't want to like dump all the coins, but it is definitely shorter. And then also the cool thing about mine is that it holds an entire row's worth of coins in it. So here you see this is the dime section, and so it has a little bump up so that way it holds the dimes, and then it holds the dime coin sleeve. So it holds these sleeves that are kind of structured with the circle on the bottom. So my husband has one of those like electronic coin sweaters. So that's kind of what gave me the idea to, since I had to build this from scratch, make these changes. And so again, you can see the little bump up for the dimes, but they still fit in here fine. It's just when you actually do the rolling of it, there's more excess, so that way you can fold over the sleeve. That's kind of why there's that little bump up there. So anyways, I was off on a tangent there. And then so here you can see, here's the quarters. It also has a little bump up here, and then its sleeve fits in perfectly here as well. And then here are the pennies. And then this also shows his penny sleeve that I was able to find. Is a little rough. That just kind of fell out because these are pretty flush and I wasn't holding it. So again, the pennies and then the sleeves. So you can actually like put them into the sleeves. The pennies are probably not the best thing. Let me go ahead and show with the nickels, because again, here are the nickels and here are the sleeves. I'm doing an awful job of explaining this. I was just really excited and really wanted to get that out here. So you can put all of these in there. I'm going to go ahead and move all of these to here, and then I'll probably like speed it up. So when you get all the way to the top, you then know that you have, in this case, it would be 40 nickels, I think. And then that gives you enough to kind of fold these over, so that way you can have a completed roll and then turn them in. So let me go ahead and undo this. But so you can have them in there with the sleeve or without the sleeve, whichever you prefer. So I just figured, again, since I had to model it from scratch, I'm like, let me go ahead and add that enhancement. The reason why I mentioned that, I think the designer's from Europe, because the original version of this was using like Euro currency. So he ended up getting a request to have it done in US currency, and so that's where this model is. And so I don't know that it mattered so much for him making this model to have it be like broken down by roll, but I was figuring, I'm like, well, it'd be cool if like this could be also functional as far as like helping you keep up to a roll of it. So again, once you reach the top of it, then you have a whole entire row of like nickels or dimes or whatever. So I'm just trying to think through some of this, because I'm like, you could technically put more, but basically when it's flush here, you should know that that is then the roll's worth of coins. So, and it slips in here really nice, and it holds everything nice and secure. And then I'm gonna go ahead and close it. Okay, I was having a hard time closing it, and so I didn't know what the problem was. So I guess when I put the coins down, one of the pennies bounced out, and so it wasn't able to get down far enough. And so I was like, what is going on? So I'm gonna go ahead and close it up, and then I'm gonna shake it. So I'm shaking it really hard, and then it's still all nice and organized. So let me just do that a little bit more. So let me take this sleeve out, and I'm just going to put it so that way it's not completely full. So let's go ahead and move some of these around. And then I'll just dump some of these in here. Just some live product testing here right now. I didn't really plan this out very much, but I'm like, why not show it off? I just had a brain fart moment there. So put this in here and then close it up. It's taking it really a lot. And look, it is still all nice and separated. So that's a nice tight fit. So that way if you like drop this or go crazy with it, as long as the lid is on, your change is nice and secure and everything. So I'm super excited about this design. I thought it was really fun. So I hope you guys like it as well. So I do plan on listing it on my Etsy. Sorry, I was waiting for that noise to go away. I think the price point is going to be the $40 price point, similar to my dice tower, which I have right here. The print time and the filament amount is about the same, so I figured that the price point, which should be similar as well. Both of them were a little challenging for me to design. I have never 3D rendered before in my life before I made this product or this product, so it was a lot of like learning on the fly. So I think it's really cool. I hope you guys also like it, and I just was really excited and wanted to show that to you guys. So hey guys, it's a few days after I posted the last clip of this product, and I wanted to go ahead and come back and insert some more footage of the product. So as you saw in the last clip, I'm super excited about this product, but I have run into some hiccups when it comes to production. So I thought this would be a great time to kind of like talk through the entire process and like kind of what went behind the scenes of actually developing this product from inspiration to like end product. So as you've seen in the last video, this is the original product. So I'm just gonna have the shell out because there's really not a ton going on right now about the case. So this is the original product, and it only fit the coins in it without sleeves. And so what I did is I sliced part of it and I printed this and increased size from this so that way it could fit the coin sleeves in there as to kind of have a starting point, because I knew that this was functional, so I wanted to kind of get some like estimated parameters to start building the model. And so I found out that about 105% would then increase it enough that coin sleeves could fit in here. But then when I was using the original model, as you know from the enhancements that I did in the final model, is that yes, they'll fit in here, but it's not going to be functional for that. So this is kind of what I started with. And then I got, well, let me open this one. And then I got to this, this is a final of the inside. This is how it looks. It's all polished and nice looking. And then if you guys remember from earlier, here's the prototype version. And then I just opened it up. And then here's the insides. So you can see that this is a little bit rougher around the edges. These edges are very sharp because they're kind of pointed, and they're not the most pleasant when you're putting your fingers, especially in the dimes in between. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's not like you're going to slice your finger easily, but it's just not the most comfortable. And then there's all these like points, and as you can kind of see, this one's already kind of banged up a little bit. So just definitely, this was very much prototype. So I wasn't worried about polishing it. I just wanted to make sure that I had the actual structure right. So once I got the structure right, I went to kind of make it more like this, where it's nice and smooth and everything like that. And that's where this is. As you can see along these edges, they're smooth and they're not as pointed. And so it's a lot more comfortable. Let me find the dimes. To kind of slip your fingers in there. It doesn't hurt or anything. There's a little bit more gappage because when I did the rolled edge there, it kind of like brought the gap here a little bit wider. So this was pretty challenging, but I was able to get this taken care of. And then I put it on my printer, and it printed beautifully, this piece. So I actually sent this entire file to print with my green, which is one of my favorite filaments that I have. It's a really pretty filament and I love it. It's got some glitter embedded in it, and it printed fine, except glitter filament is so finicky for some reason, and it's printed fine up until this point. But if I get you really close, like right in here, I don't know if you can see it. There's like the finest line. It's like, it's about like what the seam looks like, but it's not the actual seam. So I'm very nitpicky. This would not pass quality enough for me to sell it. So I got really frustrated, and I've been like trying to print because my signature purple color that I use, it's also the same type of filament. And as you can see, you might be able to see it better here. If for some reason I can't see it well upon editing, I will insert some pictures of it, but it had the same thing happen. So I did some more digging, and I found out like the glitter filaments, they are very difficult to print with sometimes. The nozzle will clog, and sometimes it can push through the clog and then it doesn't air everything out. And so I think that's what happened with this. So I cleaned my nozzle really well, and I went to print it again, and it happened again. So there's something going on that I don't understand what is going on, because I'm still kind of new to 3D printing, and I just know that I can't count on this filament to print correctly. And it's like this specific filament and the fact that it's glitter, because as I was like going through all that stuff, I printed it in the silver, and the silver printed absolutely fine. So the difference is these are a like diamond filament. So it's got like glitter pigments in it that are like crushed up. And this is what's called like a silk PLA. PLA is just the type of filament, and it prints fine. It's a very smooth filament. So what I'm finding out is that my filament type is going to be a little bit more limited on what I can do on this. Why this is happening, I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to try to dig into it and see, because I love these colors and I wish that I could offer them. Because the weird thing is, so this was all printing on my plate just like this. And so you would think that where this line would be, there'd be some defects in here, but there's absolutely no defects. This printed absolutely beautifully, as did the interior of this. This has all my coins, so I'm not going to open this and like get it out. Then the other thing is, so I went and I closed this. This was this next issue that I ran into. So I closed it, and then I couldn't open it. It was so tight and so hard to open. And I was thinking it was because of this filament. It might have enough grit that it just caught. So what I did to circumvent that is I realized that it's this little piece. Let me grab the original. So as you can see on the original, there's this little rod piece here that kind of snaps the mechanism into place, so you get that extra click. Here, listen. And that just keeps it really secure. And so that was just so tight with this model because of how I resized and everything like that, that it just wasn't working. So what I was doing is I was hand drilling this, and I'm like, you know what? This takes 8 hours to 3D print. I will like be so devastated with myself if I'm like hand drilling these and the drill accidentally slips out of my hand, because I would be using like a nail drill. So I'm like, this just doesn't make any sense. So I played around with my design software to try to get rid of that rod piece, and I couldn't figure it out at first because I thought I did. And then I 3D printed it. I like started getting smart and like be like, well, you don't need the whole entire container. You just need this collar part of it. So just print part of the collar and a little bit of the body, so that way you can get some leverage to screw it on and off and save filament. So that was awesome. I'm always looking at ways to cut time when it comes to having to do things. So when I went to try the lid, it like would turn, but then it would turn past it. So I'm like, okay, that doesn't work. So what I found out is it was changing the geometry of the rest of the mechanism, because this is where I was testing to see, okay, is it just this gritty filament or not? And I'm going to show you with the silver, and I'm going to have my husband probably pry it apart later. So I have the silver one and the gold. They're both the same type of filament. So when I lock it in place, it's really hard to get out. Or I guess it's not. Hold on. Did I drill this one out? Okay, it's not, because I guess what happened was I'm like, okay, this would work. So then I printed this one thinking that, okay, it's the filament. And then when I did this one, I was having problems getting it out. So as you can see, there's the hand drilling marks right there. So it's not really pretty looking. And then again, I'm also concerned that the my hand would slip when I'm doing that. So I wanted to kind of like get away from any sort of like thing like that as possible. So I'm like, well, let me just try and get rid of the little rod piece in the design. So I was able to do that successfully with this design. So again, I just printed the collar, and I'm going to be doing a full-on test print of this. Actually, I already did that because I did it in the green. The problem is the green printed bad again. So I tried to mess with it to see what I could do to salvage that green, and then I messed it up even worse. So I just had to, unfortunately, toss it. So I did print it in this, and the mechanism worked. So basically, you still get that nice, secure click. So where you know where it stops turning. It's just you don't get that like auditory click, which to me is fine. And then the pattern still lines up beautifully. So I was able to do that, so that way it eliminated the issue. I also liked the fact of removing the rod because my jar is wider than what the original is, because, here, let me get the lid, because I had to accommodate for the wrappers. So these are stacked on top of each other. So it's just barely wider, but it kind of stretches at least my hand span, so that way I can't get as much leverage on it. And then I was also thinking of those of you who could have some arthritis problems. I have some arthritis problems as well myself. And I'm like, I don't want to sell a product that you have to like do a workout to open it. So I didn't like that idea. So that is why I decided to ultimately make the call to get rid of that, because it's just that extra security thing. But honestly, with as snug as it fits and secure, you don't really need that, except for you'll hear the click, which to me, it's just not worth it. So that's just kind of some of the frustration and setbacks I've been having behind the scenes. You might have seen my community post earlier this week. It might have been yesterday or earlier this week, kind of about what's going on. So I thought it would be a good time to just come down here, get in front of the camera, and kind of show you what is going on behind the scenes. So, because I had someone reach out to me, Izzy Budgets. You guys might know her as the green lady on Instagram. She has all kinds of things green, and then her like signature symbol is the 4-leaf clover. So she has amazing items. So she reached out to me. She's like, I'm definitely gonna be ordering that, and I want that in green. So I'm like, awesome. Let me go ahead and print up a green one, and then that'll be what I can use to take pictures. And that's when the craziness ensued, which honestly, I'm super thankful that it happened now, rather than everything went smooth and amazing, and then I put this into production and you guys are ordering, and then I was running into these issues, and then I would just feel completely awful not being able to get you guys the products that you guys order in a good enough quality. So I'm, as bad as this is to happen, I am actually grateful that it happened, so that way I can iron out the kinks now before it goes into production. So I'm hoping very soon I can list these on my Etsy. I will be posting more like updates and stuff on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely check me out there. I should have a link in my description below, so you can click it and find me over there. But on Instagram, you'll see some updates on this product to find out when it's going live and when it's launching. So I'm really excited about it, but I want to make sure that it is right before I put it out there to you guys, because it's something that I'm super proud of. Because yes, this is awesome and it's a great design and stuff, but then I took this design and I made it better and more functional, and that's what I love about this. So I'm playing around with some other things that I can do with this right now. I'm testing, or I'm going to be testing it after I'm done filming this video to see if it works out like it would in my head. If it does, you'll see some more updates about that on my Instagram. But I'm really excited about this product, and I'm really hoping that I'm able to work out all the kinks to get it to you guys, so that way if you are interested in ordering it, because you guys seem really excited about it, that you can. So, well, now that I've shown all of this off, I also want to put out there that it's possible that next week I may not be doing all of my cash stuffings, any of my cash stuffings. I don't know. Just trying to get this product right has taken over a lot of my week this week, so I've not been able to prep for the videos for next week. So I'm finding myself falling behind. And for my sanity and my family sanity, I might need to take a break. So I don't know what next week's going to look like for videos for me. I'm going to try to maybe do my month ahead Monday, my Tuesday Timies, and then my $2 Thursdays, or one or some of those videos, because those aren't going to be that difficult to film. However, my cash stuffing, it might be hard to film because I haven't had a chance to sit down and think through the process. And honestly, the system I have going on right now just doesn't make any sense. So I need to kind of like rethink it anyways. So it might be a good time to kind of like pause on the weekly cash stuffings and then pick those up when I get things figured out, which it shouldn't be too long. It might be like a week or two or something like that. And then I'll get back to like normal weekly cash stuffings and holding myself accountable with my budget and hopefully getting myself back in line. So anyways, that's all I have for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the sneak peek and a little bit of a look behind the scenes of what happened and how I designed all of this. So that's all I have, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.